In this video, I'm going to show you how to fold a traditional origami star from 5 rectangles, or if you prefer, from 6 rectangles, as seen here. Now, the rectangles you should use need to have a ratio of about 2:1. That means the long side of the rectangle should be about twice as long as the short side. However, it's not important that it's exactly 2:1, which is great news because that means you can also use bills to fold them. Now here you can see I used euro bills. You can also use US dollars or British pounds or Canadian dollars. And don't all of them look gorgeous, and they make absolutely wonderful money gifts. In this video I'm going to show you how to fold one from printer paper, just because, we should all have that. You need just one sheet of paper and then you can cut 6 rectangles from it, which is sufficient both for the 6 module version or the 5 module version. So what we want to do is we want to divide the short side of that sheet into thirds and the long side into halves. And it doesn't matter whether this is A4 or US letter format, both will work. I tried and both worked really excellently. So to divide into thirds, what I like to do is I kind of curl this paper into this S shape that you can see. And then I try to make this distance as long as the second one and the third one. So here you can see that distance is too long, so I'm going to move it over a little. And then I'm going to try to match this bend up with that one. And now you can see I overdid it. That last layer is too long, so I'm going to adjust it until I'm happy. You can see here we're really close. So I'm going to adjust just the tiniest portion and then pinch into place and adjust one tiny bit further until I'm happy. Of course, you can also use a ruler and measure it out and then cut along the measurements. It doesn't really matter that much. But once you're happy with this, what you can do is then just go to those pinch marks and align edge with edge and then crease throughout, flip it over and do the same. And if this isn't perfect, it's not the end of the world, because this model doesn't need an exact ratio in the rectangle and slight errors will balance out sufficiently well. So now we have thirds, and now we're going to fold edge to edge to get the halves on the long side. And then you can use your favorite method for cutting these in half. If you don't have scissors or perhaps an envelope opener, you can just crease using that area of your thumbnail to weaken the paper, like that. And then you can tear it apart like this, and you already have those separated. And then you can do that here too. What you can also do is you can take your thumbnail and press it into that soft area of your fingertip to weaken the paper like that. And then again, you can kind of pull this apart to get the next sheet separated. So now we have 6 rectangles and we want to focus on how to fold just one module, and all of the modules are folded in exactly the same way. First, we're going to fold the paper in half. And perhaps I should mention here, if you're using bills, you may want to feature a particular portion of the bill. So you can see here in the model that I used the section with the eagle. So if you want to use the eagle, it should be not visible, so it should be on the reverse of the paper when you fold it. And then you're going to fold in the corners to meet that crease line. So you can see there's a crease line here, and we're going all the way to it, and then also the other corner. So if I was folding this dollar bill, I would have this eagle here, and then fold in these two corners to have that eagle displayed in the final model. Then we're also going to fold in this bottom left corner, again to the crease line, like that. And then we're going to take this tip and we're going to fold it over so that it meets that corner. And crease. Then we're going to flip the model over and unfold that corner. Then we're going to take this section and again fold it to that central crease line. So you can see here that's the central crease line, and we're folding it over there. And the same with that top right corner. Folding it in and making strong creases. And then we're going to take this edge and again fold it to the central crease line and ensure that this paper doesn't drift while you're folding by really securing it with your hand, pushing it down and then folding it in. And again you can see this is where the crease line is and you're really trying to go there as neatly as possible and crease. Now depending on the exact ratio of your paper, you will have a short distance left here, or when you fold this in it might just slightly overlap, and both are okay and are not going to make a difference. And then we're also going to fold in this section and crease throughout. So now we have this, and now we're going to flip it over, and now we're going to take this bottom edge and we're going to curl it up like this, and then we're going to go underneath that tip. Can you see that? And we're going to push the paper up so that it meets these 2 points, so that basically you're pushing it up as far as it will go. And then add a crease, like that. And then we want to do that one more time, taking this edge and putting it underneath that tip, pushing the paper up, and making a crease. Like that. And then one final time we're going to take that edge, and the paper is quite thick now, so you may want to curl it on the left and on the right a little bit and push it underneath like this. And then push down and really use that large area of your thumbnail, or if you have it, a bone folder, and make a strong crease like this. And then you have one module done. And it looks like this. Now, if you use a rectangle that is narrower, these two arms are shorter, and if the bill is wider or your rectangle is wider, they're going to be longer. Once you've folded all your modules, either 5 or 6, we can start putting them together. Let's first put together just 5 modules. For this, let's take a look at one of the modules. You can see that when you flip this over to the reverse, that you have a pocket right here. Can you see that? And this is where one of these arms is going to be inserted. And the other arm is going to be inserted into this much larger pocket. Because this pocket is larger, it's easier to insert an arm, so we're going to start with the one that is smaller. So we're going to take 2 modules, and both of them show the reverse of the star. And then we're going to insert this left arm into that right pocket right there. And we're going to push it in all the way so that you can see that this point here will match with that point. Like this. And then we can flip it over, and now we need to insert this arm into this large pocket. So you can open this a bit, and you can also bend that paper so that you can insert it right there and then push it in. Or if you're having trouble with that, you can also take a tool and try and push it in like that. I think it's fine to do it with just your hands, but you might want to try it out. So now you have two connected and it's quite robust. Then we're going to flip this over again and take the next module. And again, we're going to take this left arm and now insert it into this right pocket, right there. Slide it in, flip it over, and again, this arm, bend it a little bit to insert into that large pocket. Putting these together is going to be a bit more difficult if the arms are longer, which is why a narrower bill is a bit easier to put together compared to one that's wider, like the euro bill, for example. And we just proceed doing that for this one, pushing it in, and then we also have the fifth right there, just bending this, pulling that flap up so that we can insert it into the pocket. And then here you can see if you add one more module, it will work, but you can also push these together so that you get a 5-pointed star. There will be a little tension, but that's fine. So let's flip this over. And again, we have the left arm inserted into the right pocket. And then this one we have to bend and insert into that pocket. It's probably the hardest, but it should still be fine. Can you see here? Just squeezing that in. And if it crumbles up too much, maybe take it out and then try again, kind of making this flap a bit three-dimensional, maybe even. Can you see that? I'm pushing this together here so that it can easily slide in and then flatten it. And now you'll see this is slightly concave, and you can push on here to flatten it and really push on these points here so that the modules slide together even more tightly, and then the model is quite flat like that. And then your star is done. So what does it look like if you add a sixth module? So here you can see you can take one module apart by simply first pulling out this arm right here and that one, and then taking the sixth module and again inserting it as with the others and adding it here, and then we have these, and again we need to insert the left arm into the right pocket right there, and then this one into the larger pocket right there. And then you have the 6-pointed star if you prefer that. So there you go. This is the traditional origami star folded from rectangles with a ratio of about 2:1, for example from bills, which make a great money gift. Now if you liked this video, do let me know by giving it a thumbs up, commenting below and sharing it with others. Plus, if you're looking for more ideas to fold money into nice gifts, check out my playlist for that. Or follow one of my tutorials for other modular origami. Finally, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next videos. I hope to see you around, and as always, happy folding!